I'm very passionate about what I do, what I write about. The way you know that is that I wrote about it before I ever had an inkling that somebody might pay me to write about it. I love movies. I love the Oscars, particularly because they connect old movies with current movies. It's sort of the string that binds them together, and that because I love old movies, it enables me to pretty accurately predict trends and things of how current Oscar races will go. And also the Oscars represent the best of movies, so unlike film critics who have to see everything, including just absolute junk, I feel like the worst thing that I have to see is never that bad. And I love the opportunity to see these movies early on in the process, to interview the people who make them, to ponder over them along with my readers wherever I happen to be writing, now at the Hollywood Reporter. And it's just something that is a lot of fun, and it's amazing to me that I am able to do it for a living. It's a great thrill.
Favorite interview so far?
It's so hard because like I was telling you a little earlier, there are the older people who I've interviewed from the classic movies, which I've done for a book that I'm hoping to get done.
So name drop, that's okay.
I'll name drop. Okay, I mean, it was, first of all, just this name is not a name drop name, but if you're a film buff, it would mean a lot. Louise Reiner is a woman who's now like 101 years old. She lives in London. She was the first woman to win 2 Best Actress Oscars, 1936, 1937. Her competition at the time when she was at MGM was like Greta Garbo, people like that. None of them are still around anymore. And I never thought in a million years I'd track her down and get her to do an interview, but I happened to be going to London with some relatives about 2 years ago, and I worked very hard to try to reach her, got her to do it, and that was a great thrill to get her, because, I mean, I've also interviewed a woman who's since passed away who was really the last star of the silent era, Anita Page. So there's that end of the spectrum, the old-timers who I really, really get a personal thrill out of interviewing. And then there are the people today, I mean, from Justin Timberlake to Keira Knightley this week, and people like that who are very hot at the moment, Nicole Kidman, who are thrilling to interview for other reasons, you know, to see them in the prime of their career. That's exciting. To get to speak with somebody like Ellen Page when she was just before Juno had been seen by a lot of people. That's also exciting when you see somebody on the cusp of that life-changing movie that, you know, they will be stars thereafter, but at that moment, you know, you're one of the few people that knows what they've done and can kind of grab them and capture that moment in their lives. That's exciting.
So what's it like when publicists are calling you to get the stars interviewed?
It's always flattering. I think it's a great compliment in a way, because that means not, you know, obviously at this point I think part of the equation is they can reach a lot of people by speaking to somebody who's writing for a website that a lot of people read. But I think they also don't offer those interviews to everybody. They offer them to people who they know are, you know, fair. I'm not trying to catch somebody in an embarrassing position, and also that asks thorough questions that will produce an interview that is substantive. I think with all these people, to one degree or another, do a lot of interviews. So they're very well-known people, but people don't necessarily know a lot about them. And because they say the same things, they're sort of programmed to say a lot of the same things over and over again. So what I see as the ultimate challenge for me is to get them to reveal something about themselves that they don't tell everybody else. And if I've done that, I feel like I've done a good interview. The ultimate compliment was, you know, I was interviewing Nicole Kidman about half a year ago, and at one point she kind of stopped herself and said, "I can't believe I'm telling you this." You know, she was starting to get into stuff that was more personal and just about her own way of thinking than she normally does. And to me, that says a lot. You know, it's a great compliment to me, because it means that you've created an atmosphere where the person feels comfortable sharing stuff with you, and the way you do that is by going in there very prepared,